Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait. We deserve more.
Of course,
everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we gotta face the consequences. Damn, we gotta get it out the
Y'all
mud
gotta
like
deal with
y'all.
something. Y'all gotta do something.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick. I don't even know my salary. 74? Okay. Yo! I'm living beyond my means. Sorry.
Yeah, she don't understand how immature she sounds. You need a financial advisor, and then you need to understand you're a WNBA player. Your money is not going to come from the league. The league is just a vessel for you to get endorsements and make bigger money. You hustle. The league don't make enough money to pay you what you want. Your college team makes more money than most WNBA teams.
Angel Reese has a whole bunch of opportunity because of the WNBA. Let's look at her endorsements that she has as a WNBA player/influencer. She has the deal with Reebok. She has the collection that came out in 2023. She has a deal with Hershey's, most notably Reese's, because Reese's Buttercups and Angel Reese, same last name, big deal with them. She has an endorsement deal with Amazon, Beats by Dre, PlayStation, Cash App, Panini America, Wingstop, Xfinity, and Raising Cane's. And you know how she got all of those endorsements? The WNBA, of course.
It comes down to sponsorship. It comes down to the big agencies, the big corporations wanting to be a part of this, like they want to be a part of the NFL, like they want to be a part of the NBA, like they want to be a part of MLB.
The women coming in, not this year, but next year, or because the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
They are I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
And it's just a time that women's basketball is going crazy. They're really, it's gonna be a time next year.
Ooh,
so
I'm excited.
But we deserve it.
If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. Y'all gonna bankrupt yourselves. Are you serious? You can't make this. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. Okay? See how far that gets you. We'll see you in the unemployment line.
Maybe they should go on strike, because at this point, they may actually save money, considering they're hemorrhaging cash just by staying in business. I mean, when was the last time you heard of a company that consistently loses money every single year? Millions of dollars year after year, never once turning a profit.
If you go on strike, then you're gonna lose. Well, let's go back and look at them again. You're gonna lose all of those brand deals because you will no longer be important. You are important because you play in the WNBA. Point blank, period. Every athlete is important because of what they do. So the WNBA is the opportunity that gets you to everywhere else. And I would say that Angel Reese is much richer, probably in the top 1% of all WNBA players.
In 2024, they made history, but not in the way you'd expect. They lost a staggering $40 million during what was supposedly their most successful year yet. How could anybody call that success?
You guys are losing money in the league. They can't pay you more than what the league is getting, okay? You should understand that. If you guys made more money, like if you were making more shots and not missing and breaking so much and missing layups and missing free throws like you always do and being clumsy, maybe people will want to come to the games. But they don't want to come and see Angel Reese miss all the shots because you're a terrible basketball player. The reality is,
it ain't nothing to fight. Ain't no hill to fight on, baby girl.
The hoochie burger. Yeah, if you sit out, goddammit, that just means somebody gonna hoop.
Yeah, just gonna find another broad. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. Embrace yourself. This one's a doozy. We're about to lock out, walk out, just because we don't make as much money as we think we should. WNBA style. You know, the league that nobody watches. negative $40 million in the red, but these crazy ladies actually think somebody gives a dang if they walk out. Man, they probably wish they'd walk out. Walk out when they're walking out. Hurry up and walk out, because you know what? Nobody's watching it. Nobody's showing up to the game. 8,000 on the average of attendance. If it's not Caitlin Clark, you're left in the dark. What are you talking about?
I'm seeing the name Caitlin Clark everywhere. I see her videos all over the internet. She's clearly a really big basketball player. Why is she only getting paid $76,000 for her time on the team? And, to that I have to say, just people aren't watching the WNBA as much as they watch the NBA.
Caitlin Clark signed a $28 million Nike deal before she had even played a professional game. She has also signed with Wilson, the first basketball player to do so since Michael Jordan in 1984. Angel Reese has deals with Reebok, Beats by Dre, Wingstop, Xfinity, and many more. Sure, they can both make more through bonuses or marketing opportunities with the league and can make millions in sponsorship deals.
You gotta hustle harder, baby girl.
WNBA players are complaining, whining, hemming, and hawing without understanding the full extent of the NBA sports business. They are concerned with their statistics, their hits, and their misses, clawing each other's eyes out, committing hard, flagrant fouls on their rising superstars, like Caitlin Clark, doing whatever they can to sabotage, preventing them from getting the money shot increase in payday. But these lovely ladies demand getting the same pay as a man. They gotta take a step back and look at the totality of the picture instead of crying their eyes out, bawling basketball-sized teardrops without understanding the multi-million-dollar figures that they so believe that they're entitled to command, split amongst all the numerous investors.
Like, for example, they sell my jersey in Mandalay Bay, I don't get a dime.
You don't get any money from jersey sales?
That's great. In the NBA, they have percentages of revenue shared for the players, right? So jersey sales, obviously their TV contracts, you see these every year, these contracts get bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah. The WNBA reportedly securing a new round of media rights deals with NBC, Amazon, and Disney, the parent company of ABC, worth about $2.2 billion over 11 years, about $200 million a year.
NBA players get about 50% of what the league calls basketball-related income. A Forbes report last year estimated that WNBA players only get about 25% of BRI.
We are not asking to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue shared.
Okay. So that's a huge misconception.
That's a huge misconception.
Got it. Okay, for sure.
So I want to be really clear about that. Like, I don't think I should get paid the same as LeBron.
Right.
But the percentage of revenue, like.
And now you know why the WNBA can't get paid the same percentage as the men, which is 50%, because all of these stakeholders are involved. It's not just the players and the owners, it's the players, the owners, the NBA investors who put $250 to $300 million into the league, and the outside investors who pumped in $75 million to the league. All those people get a cut of the revenue. Based on the way the league is set up, the most they can get is 21%, unless the owners or the NBA or those outside investors give up some of their equity.
The top boys and the stud bullies of the NBA is not going to be able to pry the monies out of all these other men that got their hand in the cookie jar. The patriarchy's got the iron fist, and no amount of hissy fits that these ladies be throwing on the ground rolling is gonna get any of those big wigs and big dogs to be doling out the cash and filling up these NBA players' pockets until these players pull up them skirts and start dunking and selling more tickets.
Now, if you split it out, it turns out that the players for the WNBA can only really get a max of 21% of basketball-related revenue. And remember, that's in contrast to the NBA players who get 50% of basketball-related revenue. So let's say the WNBA made $10 billion like the NBA. Now remember, the men were getting $5 billion, but the women would only get $2.1 billion, $3 billion less than the men because of how everyone has to be paid. The owners for the WNBA would get $2.1 billion, the NBA would get $4.2 billion, and then that private investor group would also get $1.6 billion. So bottom line, in terms of percentage of revenue, the most the WNBA players can make is about 21 to 22%, while the NBA players make 50%.
Massive.
But that's because their CBA, it negotiates where if the owners are making certain types of money, they get that as well.
I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
I
meeting.
gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out.
That's a possibility.
And Angel Reese, lady, We're trying to give you a little grace here, but you're not making much sense. What you're doing is you're talking like you don't understand the market value of where you play in. So let me break it down to you. The WNBA is a small pond, less than the average college team revenue. What they're doing is they're living off of the NBA. The NBA subsidizes them at the tune of $10 million plus a year. So you can't go to somebody who's subsidized, who's living off of somebody else, asking for more money. It's the equivalent of going up to your little sister and telling her she needs to pay you more when y'all both living in your daddy's house. It doesn't make sense. Now you could go to Big Daddy NBA and ask him for some money, but he's gonna look at you and laugh because he's already doing enough.
Is it our duty as men and also the men leagues to revenue share with our women leagues? The NFL, the NBA, should we be contributing to the WNBA?
Everybody knows basketball, football is the only sports that make money in college, right?
Basketball and football. That's facts.
Basketball, football, the only sports that make money. And they talk about, hey, if they start paying athletes, why don't we pay the softball players? Why don't we pay the volleyball players? And my response, you're not generating money. Why do you need to get paid?
As you can see here at the top, the NBA generated $10.58 billion in revenue, while the women's game only generated $200 million in revenue. But when you take into account expenses for the women's game, that revenue number actually drops to $40 million in the hole. In 2023, the female game lost $40 million. And remember, this was the WNBA's best season ever, and they still lost $40 million.
You look at a WNBA game, fellas, it's 4,000 people there. You look at an NBA game, the Heat have been sold out for 2 decades at 18,000+ people a game. It's the survival of the fittest, Darwinism. You eat what you kill. If you are not generating money, you shouldn't make money. Fred said it, the business side of sports, where the NBA salary cap has been going up every single year since 2007. So now we going on 13, 14 years of the salary cap being increased.
They've made a ton of changes to better support the players, changes that have been expensive and only driven the league deeper into debt. Yet it's never enough. Now we have Angel Reese up here calling for a strike, even though she admitted she's never even been to any of the meetings. It's very clear she doesn't understand the actual business of the WNBA.
If the WNBA is not killing any meat, how can they eat more?
I just feel like these ladies have it too good nowadays. Yes, you're a professional athlete, but let's really look at the history of athletics in this country. Not until the late 80s were athletes actually affluent. Before then, most of those folks had a job off season, and that's what you need to do.
You know, you have to realize the league is only 20 plus years old.
Yes, sir.
You know, NFL didn't always make this money.
All right.
MLB and NBA players didn't always make this money. But as the television rights grew, as teams expanded and sponsors and advertisers realize the reach that athletes have, then advertisers, sponsors, television rights all of a sudden got on, because it's still live events is where it's at.
The New York Liberty are valued at $130 million. In 2019, the team was reportedly sold for $10 million to Alibaba co-founder Joe Tsai. The team made $2 million in ticket revenue in just one game this season, the most ever of any WNBA team.
But all things being equal, you know what needs to happen?
Yes, sir.
Men talking, women need to go take their to the games too. That's what needs to happen.
Right.
Women need to support women.
Right.
Women are the biggest haters of women. I ain't breaking news to nobody.
I ain't never thought about it.
I know you didn't. Yeah. That's what women need to go. Go to the game, women.
Do you think that the WNBA should be paid the same as the NBA?
Yeah, why not? The NBA obviously brings in more revenue, and so it does make sense that they're getting paid more, but I do think that the gap is way too big. So I do think that the WNBA should be paid more. I've seen these women train.
I want you to name one WNBA player.
None.
Nobody.
Bottom line.
Ladies, stop hating the players and take it up with the game. There ain't no shame to admitting defeat, in that your argument is invalid. And instead of getting your panties in a bunch and getting all livid, you gotta figure a way to get your lady friends. The sisterhood. There are assets in the seats. Then maybe you can't get the same kind of money like your male counterparts are getting. But of course, we're gonna listen to the modern women and the critics alike are gonna be shedding them tears But what's really crazy about this whole situation is that these ladies are willing to support the 304 struggle rappers out there, instead of putting the WNBA players in a better position in supporting and uplifting and elevating women's sports. Instead of letting positive femininity shine, women are so happy and inclined to allow the female toxicity and negativity, sexual promiscuity, to be infecting the minds of all the young ladies and modern women out there with ratchet hoe slut rap.
I hate using the comparison like this. Think about how the women come out in droves when it's a Beyonce concert.
Yeah.
Or it's a Nicki Minaj concert. Or it's a Meg Thee Stallion concert. Or Lotto.
Yes.
Or any of those young ladies.
Right.
If they got the same support and had that same energy when it came to the WNBA, things would be different.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness